is sponsored by us here at Massage Business Blueprint. I want you to know about a free resource we have for everyone. How to get new massage clients. It's an ebook that we wrote, and it's helpful, and it will in fact help you get new massage clients. It is a familiar question. We see it a few times a week in massage groups online. Makes me a little bit crazy. Someone will be like, I'm new, I need more massage clients. And the responses are always just all over the place. Someone's like, try Groupon. And someone else is like, don't try Groupon. And none of these answers are really very helpful in a vacuum. There is no single tactic that will get you tons of new and long-term clients. There's no shiny answer, but there are very clear and effective steps that you can take to bring new clients into your massage office, to fill your schedule, and stack up that bank account, my friends. We have a 14-page guide. I don't know why we felt it necessary to emphasize the number of pages.
Not too long, not too short.
Not too long, not too short. Now I know, to help you refocus and determine what activities are most important and effective for you to help attract more new clients. You can download now for free, again, free, massagebusinessblueprint.com/clients.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Massage Business Blueprint podcast, where we help you attract more clients, make more money, and improve your quality of life. I'm Micheal Reynolds.
I'm Allissa Haynes.
We're your hosts. Welcome to our show today. And yeah, I think it's fun to mention the page count because it is not too long to do. I think 14 pages is not like so long that it feels overwhelming, but it also is long enough to let people know there's real stuff in there. So I like that.
There's a lot of pages that have pictures on half of the page. So that's
true.
Nice.
Lots of pictures. So it's an easy read, but useful. All right. So with that, we're also a little punchy today because for some reason, one of us, I don't know who did it, but one of us changed the background on our live broadcast video today that we do on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Oh, she's changing it again. So
I'm just going to change it throughout the episode.
I love it. Usually it's like a nice, soothing, bland kind of white background. And then suddenly it was like alien flying saucers. And now it's like starbursts and little squiggly things. So I'm having a blast. I'm loving this. I can't wait to see what backgrounds pop in next. So if you are listening via audio only, feel free to go check out the video if you want to see all the fancy backgrounds. So anyway, what are you reading, Allissa?
I am reading a delightful work of fiction. Well, delightful, beautiful, a little painful, but real, called All the Things We Don't Talk About by Amy Feltman. And it is a story of a young person named Morgan, and they are growing up with an autistic dad. And it's a really neat story of Morgan and their first love, really, and what happens when their mom pops back into town. And it is just a celebrate. I'm going to read right from the book description thingamabob. It is a celebration of and a reckoning with the power and unintentional pain of a thoroughly modern family. And yeah, and that's actually a really good description. It's just a really great book. All the Things We Don't Talk About, Amy Feltman. I am enjoying it. I should be finished it tonight. Michael, what are you reading?
I'm reading an article from the New York Times called Where Money Meets Feelings, Financial Therapy Finds Its Footing. I like this because one of my, as many people know in my other life, I'm a independent financial advisor, and I have a designation called the Certified Financial Therapist Level 1 designation because I'm getting deeper into financial therapy as a supplement to my financial planning practice. So I like this because it kind of gives a nice summary of what financial therapy is, how it's evolving. And it's really interesting. And I love this area because so much of money management is not just numbers and spreadsheets and math. It's about emotions, and it's about behaviors, and it's about relationships, and it's about past trauma we have with money. And so the article is a really kind of nice summary of kind of what it's all about. And I like seeing it because I think we're going to see more and more financial therapy principles being helpful to people as we find this intersection between mental health therapy and financial planning. And that intersection is there's a spectrum in there where financial therapy has a place. So, some of the things we work on in financial therapy are helping people uncover past financial trauma and uncovering what their money scripts are and how to manage those money scripts and acknowledge and work within those scripts to be better with money and to achieve our goals. So anyway, it's a interesting read about the area of financial therapy. So,
well, thank you. I'm fascinated by this, and I cannot wait to read that article.
yeah.
Who's our first sponsor, Michael?
𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗏!
Yay, 𝗏𝗏𝗀! We are delighted to be supported by the original 𝗏𝗏𝗀 company. You know how I feel about them. I love it. They're the only company in the world that carries 100% pure, first press quality jojoba. It does not go rancid. There's no triglycerides, so it won't go bad like lots of other oils and products do. Gross. And it will not stain your 100% cotton sheets. So ultimately, it's going to save you a lot of money on having to buy new linens every year. Also, I find I use much, much less than I do with other products. So an 8-ounce bottle lasts me like 3 weeks. And it's just a super good product. And we actually aired a podcast episode last week with the president, Brian Morris, and it was great. We talked business. It was awesome. We did a giveaway on Instagram. We chose the winners yesterday. But if you have not already listened, go check out that episode from last week. You can get 20% off the price of the product when you shop through our link, massagebusinessblueprint.com/jojoba, and definitely go to their website and sign up for their emails because they have lots of great offers here and there, free shipping, all kinds of stuff, and it's worth your effort. Thanks, jojoba.
Thanks, 𝗏𝗏𝗀. All right, let's go to comments from the social medias. We have Andrew stopping by on Facebook. It says, morning, MBB, currently reading the Mahabharata, the illustrated version, love mythology. Thanks, Andrew. We're glad you're here.
Oh, and Jose says, currently rereading the Massage Sloth's book, Massage is Weird. Dude, I picked that up again yesterday. I have the Kindle version. I also bought the hard copy and loaned it out to my office mate, and she gave it back the other day, and I just busted it open while I was in my massage office, and it is such a good book. I'll make sure we put the link in our weekly roundup of what we're reading. It's Ian Harvey. He's a fantastic massage therapist, a wonderful educator, a thoughtful mind, a thoughtful person. And I love, Jose, that you're reading this. So thank you for the reminder that that book exists, and we adore it.
Andrew also mentions it was a great interview. I think he's referring to the 𝗏𝗏𝗀 interview with Brian. Love how he grew to love the product from working with the company. Awesome. Thanks, Andrew. We're glad you're here.
Let's get to work.
Let's do it. Numbers.
Numbers. So, we're in like this mid to late August. People are trying to get their kids back to school. We're all just a little bit summered out. So I don't like to give people like too many to-dos. So here's a few to-dos that are a little gentler because you are to-doing things with information you likely already have at hand. And it's doing this little task is going to help you guide the rest of your year and plan for next year because, we're deep in the third quarter at this point. And we have to start planning for holiday stuff and what we want. Help us 2023 to look like, as if we could actually plan and have that work out. So feeling a little sardonic this morning. So numbers to know in your massage business. And I want to talk a little bit about this and why this is important. Like a lot of massage therapists, I fell into the whole business ownership thing myself. I knew very little, but I started massaging and I started taking people's money, and thankfully it's worked. But it took me a long time to step into that role and what it meant as someone who was in charge. And once that shift happened, and how that shift happened was really important. And for me, it was knowing the numbers. And a few years into maybe 2 years after starting my business, I separated from my then husband and got divorced. And all of a sudden was like 95% self-employed. I still worked 1 day a week at a retail pharmacy and had this new fledgling business and had to support myself on one income. And that was tricky. So I had to learn more about the numbers. Okay, so for me, I needed to know the number of appointments that I had weekly and monthly. I needed to know the number of dollars coming into my business weekly and monthly, obviously directly related to the number of appointments. And I needed to know how much I was working because I was weary of overworking myself, and I was also weary of a lack of structure and underworking myself. And I definitely under-earned for several years. But when you know the numbers, uh, you have a starting point, and then you can decide what you want to go up or down. You can build bigger, you can scale back, you can change the ratios, and you can start to see trends and seasonal shifts after a couple of years. Um, and I say that like it used to be, I always knew that like July was, for whatever reason, always my busiest month, and Mondays were always my busiest day. I do want to caveat this by saying the last couple of years have really annihilated a lot of trends, because even if it was going to be my busiest month, if a COVID wave hit at that time, it would just annihilate it. But there's still a lot that we can see and track, and to help us make decisions about what's going to happen next. There are a lot of other numbers you could know and should know to be successful, but especially if you feel like you're working a lot, but you're not getting anywhere, or you're working a lot, but the check you take home is too small, this can be a really nice place to start. So find some numbers. You don't need to go back, 20 years to the week you graduated from massage school. Just going back the last 6 months or couple of years, whatever you've got, that's what you're working with, and that's fine. And I would say you want to know how many appointments or hours of massage. And I actually measure by hours of massage nowadays, because it used to be that like the bulk of what I did was 60-minute massage. And now there's a big mix of 60 and 90s. So I measure by hours of massage. I am averaging every month. I don't even bother with weeks anymore, because my weekly schedule tends to be a hot mess and it changes a lot. So now I just look at the month. How much money is that bringing in? And now I nail that down a little bit tighter. So I want to know the gross. I want to know exactly how much money I have taken in from providing massage. And then I want to know the net. So I want to know what's left after all the expenses, because the net is what I'm paying taxes on and taking home. And then I want to know how many hours I am working for all of that money and for all of those hours of massage. Because we all know if you're doing 10 hours of massage a week, that's probably 15 to 18 hours of work altogether, between linens and admin work. And if you're doing 10 massages a week and it's averaging out to 25 hours, it's worth reevaluating what's going on. Maybe your schedule's too spread out. Maybe you're not super efficient with certain tasks that you need to get help with. But it really matters, because if you're working 40 hours a week and you're only doing 15 massages and you feel exhausted and you're only taking home whatever and it doesn't feel like enough, that's a problem. That means we have to reevaluate. So you're going to look at this. How many hours of massage? How much money gross and net? How many hours are you working? Are you working on and in your business? And take note of how you feel about those numbers, and think on where you want that to be in 6 months or a year. Do you want to be working more? Do you want to be doing more massage, but keeping the same amount of hours in and on your business? So what does that look like? How do you compress your schedule? Do you want to work less? Does that mean that you need to raise your rates and share your massage room, or raise your rates and sell more retail to make an extra $200 a month? Do you want to be working the same amount of hours, but bringing in more money? How does that work? What can you do? But looking at all of these numbers is going to allow you to see where you're at, so you can see where you want to go. Like you're a boss, like you're in control. Because this is all about control. Like there's a lot of things in our world we absolutely cannot control, but there's a lot within our business that we can control once we are aware of our status and aware of our numbers. And that's my entire shtick this morning. It was a really short one. I want you to look at how many appointments or hours a month you are averaging, how much money that's bringing in, gross and net, and how many hours that comprises every week or month. Done.
Love it. I would add that you can write this down on a piece of paper. You can make it super low tech. A lot of people get intimidated when thinking about numbers, like, oh, I've got to make fancy spreadsheets, or I've got to use some fancy software. Get a piece of paper out and just write the numbers down. That's perfectly fine.
I actually did this the other day. I did it with these factors, except I added one in where because I'm not taking new patients right now because my schedule is a little wonkadoodle, but I wanted to see how many active clients I have and I really wanted to like list the people that I want to keep giving appointments to, because I don't have a lot of room in my schedule for like the randos who come in every 4 to 8 months, right? So I wrote down how many clients I have that come in every 3 weeks or less, and then every 4 weeks or so, and then a handful of clients who come in like every 6 to 8 weeks. And it was great because I found that I had like 25 clients that come in at least once a month. I had 5 or so that came in twice a month. And I had a handful, I don't know, there might have been like 8 of them that come in every 6 to 8 weeks, which is good because it averaged out to be about 40 to 42 massages a month for me, which is just where I'm at right now for a variety of reasons. But it was really good because it gave me a solid look at like, okay, when I'm ready to bump up to more like 15 a week or 60 a month, what is that going to look like? How many more monthly clients do I need? And how many more, every 2 month, every 8 week clients do I need? So it was nice because it gave me some really tangible goals. And there's always a lot of flex in there. But it was really nice to add that and feel like, okay, now I know what my goal is going to be when I'm ready to bump up.
Right on. Love it. Thank you.
That's it. That was an easy one.
Definitely not too much homework. Definitely just good, simple exercise. So thank you for that.
And when I did this,
Right.
I want to know, I'm sorry, this made me think of it.
Yeah,
I absolutely did it on the legal pad. Like I don't do any of these things in some fancy spreadsheet. I can always go back and look at my scheduling software and run a report. I can look at my money software and run a report. But when I do this, it is loosely like names on a piece of paper or numbers on a piece of paper. And then I'll often take a picture of it so I have it on record if I need to refer to it later. But these are for me. These numbers are to live in my head. They're not necessarily like official numbers that I'm going to give an accountant or anything. Okay, really, I'm done.
Before we move on, let's give a shout out to our friends at ABMP.
Yay, ABMP. We are so delighted that they work with us. I'm so delighted, in fact, that I could not bring up my talking points for them. Sorry, little behind the 8 ball today. So it's just taken me a moment, but I found it. Let's talk today about the apps because I use them frequently in my practice. ABMP has 2 apps for their members, the 5-Minute Muscle app and the ABMP Pocket Pathology app. You can learn more about both of them at abmp.com/apps. They are quick reference guides designed to help you quickly information that you might need to make a decision in your session planning. 5-Minute Muscles is awesome because it has videos of muscle specific techniques and also palpation videos and like diagrams and pictures and stuff of the 83 muscles most often addressed by us. And they have that Pocket Pathology app, which means when someone walks into the office and they have some health issue I've never heard of, I can bust that open, look it up, and immediately be more aware of how my session should be adjusted. Progressive web app technology means that it takes up less space on your phone or device. They're included with ABMP membership, but you can also look at a sample demo of each at abmp.com/apps.
Thanks, ABMP. Thanks for those apps. They are phenomenal. All right, quick tips. I got a thing.
You got a thing. I don't think I have a thing.
Okay, I got a thing. So I have another tool for you to share today. It is a free.
For the love of God.
Whoa, this is useful. I think people will like this. This is a free video editing tool. Free video editing. So I didn't know this existed, but I discovered it because, sorry, I feel like all I do these days is talk about my son Eli and his Minecraft shenanigans. But earlier this summer, he took a YouTube camp. He also did a Minecraft camp, but then later he took a YouTube camp where they taught the kids how to become YouTubers and edit videos. He has a whole YouTube channel, it's a whole thing. So in the camp, they had them use OpenShot. And I'd never heard of this before. I was like, well, I know all these different video editing apps and they cost money, and OpenShot is open source and free. It works on Mac, Windows, and Linux for any Linux users out there. And it is at openshot.org. And it's pretty darn useful. It's pretty powerful. It looks kind of like an iMovie or an Adobe, whatever it is, or it's a pretty full-featured video editor, and it's pretty easy to use. So if you are looking for a free video editor to edit your marketing videos, your massage videos, whatever you're making for marketing, social media, etc., openshot.org. It is free and pretty darn good. So I wanted to share that with our listeners.
Well, thank you. Sorry, I'm a little over-apped right now. I'm so I can never, there's so many tools that I can never remember like the name of any particular tool that I'm supposed to be using. And I just have to be like, ask 10 people, what's that app that does this? Or what's the tool that does this? I'm
Well, there you
brain
go.
fatigued.
Free.
I'm deeply brain fatigued.
That's okay.
All right. This is a 20-minute episode. Let's just be done. Also, before we wrap up, hi, 𝗪𝗲𝗏. And that's all I have to say because 𝗪𝗲𝗏's listening and I love 𝗪𝗲𝗏.
𝗪𝗲𝗏 said hi. All right. Well, with that, let's be done. Hey, everyone. A reminder, you can visit us on the web. Our website is 𝗪𝗲𝗏𝗪𝗲𝗡𝗏.com. And if you'd like to email us, the email address is podcast@𝗪𝗲𝗏𝗪𝗲𝗡𝗏.com. We try to make it easy. See how easy that is? So as always, we are glad you are here. Thanks for joining us today. Have a great day, and we will see you next time.
Bye.